Okay, everyone, it is fantasy football time. I had my drafts this weekend, and I said it's time for me to dump some fantasy information on you guys. So I'm gonna give you the top 10 quarterbacks first, and I'm gonna break them down into into 3 tiers. So I'm gonna start with the first tier, of course, and number 1 has to be my man Tom Brady. I fear that we are all just playing this season just for the heck of it, because no matter what anyone does, Philadelphia included, no one can touch that New England offense. I think it's still the juggernaut that it was a couple years ago, and when it comes back, I think it's going to have a little edge because they're kind of mad at the New York Giants and how the New York Giants did them in the Super Bowl. So I feel some vengeance coming from the Boston area, and it's really it's got my knees knocking. Number 2, Mr. Drew Brees. The New Orleans Saints offense is the best in the NFC. I mean, until someone outperforms them and someone gets more yards than them, then they will be the number 1 offense in the NFC. But right now, it is the New Orleans Saints. They had tons of receiver injuries last year. Hopefully this year they can stay healthy, and if they do, Drew Brees is going to have some just absolutely sick numbers. So those 2 quarterbacks, if you can get them quickly, get them quickly. Next, on the second tier, we have Peyton Manning. Now, watch Peyton because there's new coaching there, and there's some new receivers. He doesn't have Marvin Harrison, even though Marvin Harrison didn't give him much last year. But Anthony Gonzalez is there, so he's got some tools. So keep an eye on him in the preseason to see if he's got some. If there's like 1 or 2 other receivers that go along with Rain, then Peyton Manning will go up a little bit more. But right now, just keep an eye on Peyton because he may come up a notch or he may drop down a notch, but not much at all. Kurt Warner, just if he stays healthy, he's going to be connecting for some good, consistent numbers throughout the season. So just Kurt's health, and that's it. He's not going to be challenged by anybody on that team, Matt Leinart included. Also, we have Phillip Rivers, and under everyone's nose, Phillip Rivers put up a very, very, very good fantasy season last year, and that I see no reason why he shouldn't do it again this year. So Phillip Rivers is solidly in that second tier. Then the last one in that second tier is Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron also put up some incredible numbers last year, and there's no reason to believe he won't either match those numbers or improve those numbers this coming season. And there's one last person, and I kind of put him in tier 2, tier 3 purgatory, right there in the middle. Donovan McNabb. Donovan McNabb has the potential to score a whole bunch of points in a week, and then he has potential to do nothing in a week. Last year, he put up a lot of inconsistent games. And the number 1 thing in fantasy football is consistency, like Kurt Warner or someone like that. So, if you're going to get Donovan McNabb, if you want Donovan McNabb on your team, and I completely understand that, I kind of would suggest you employ a 2 quarterback system where you have Donovan McNabb and another tier 3 type quarterback possibly, because then you can choose which defenses to play what quarterback each week. For instance, if McNabb's going up against the number 27th ranked passing defense, and he's going to have a big day, then start him. And if the other person's doing that, vice versa. So if you do that with McNabb and another tier 3 or even tier 4 wideout, you might have a strong team. All right, the third tier and the final 3, Jay Cutler. If Jay Cutler had stayed in Denver, he would be up in tier 2, definitely. Eddie Royal and Brandon Marshall, he would have definitely stayed up. But now that he's in Chicago, not as many receivers. He will be throwing little passes to Matt Forte, and Matt Forte will be running for touchdowns. But he will drop until Chicago proves to all the fantasy world that they have some legitimate wide-out threats. The next one is Mr. Tony Romo. My boy Tony is falling out of all the fantasy ranks. And there's no reason to believe, unless you're just pushing behind them. There's no reason to believe that they're going to be the offense they were in the last couple of years. There's no reason to believe. I think we're going to be more running oriented and that sort. So if we are more running and throwing to the tight end, that will affect the quarterback's numbers pretty good. And until you see, again, this is another until you see with Jay Cutler and all that, until you see the wideouts for the Dallas Cowboys make plays for Tony Romo, then I wouldn't put that much in him this year in the fantasy world. And last one, Jay Cutler and Tony Romo both are going down a little bit, but this last guy is coming up, and his name is Mr. Matty Ryan in Atlanta. Matty Ryan has every bit of the tools that a quarterback needs to be extremely successful in NFL. He's got a powerful running back. He's got a burner receiver. He's got a big receiver. He's got a couple of big receivers, and he has a dominant tight end with him. So Matt Ryan, if you reach for him, then go right ahead, because you might be doing a good job. And I've got a few sleepers for you. Sleeper number one, Matt Hasselbeck. It all depends on his health and if he can get on the field and if he can get back to a form that he once had. Because if he does, with TJ and with Deion Branch, hopefully get back. They have talent there and they have a coach there. So Matt may do something, but I wouldn't touch him until real late. I mean, get him like late. Another one like that is Carson Palmer. Now, Carson has looked good so far in preseason, and I don't think that losing TJ is going to lose. He's going to lose that much because he's got Chris Henry. The question is, when is Chris Henry going to see another 16-year-old girl and give her something? What 16? She was 17 once. Yeah, I don't know. But Matt Castle in Kansas City. Castle, only reason why I have them there because I know Todd Haley, and I know Todd Haley will put together a significant passing offense. He's the one who put that passing offense together in Arizona, and now he's there in Kansas City. So, and you got Dwayne Bowe, but Bowe's going through some issues right now. So it's a whole bunch of question marks with Matt Castle. Again, another one late. If you just see him dangling down there, pick him up. And the last one is Trent Edwards. Now, there's a huge amount of question marks on him because he's got all those weapons on the offense now with T.O. there and stuff like that. And on top of that, they're running the no-huddle offense. So if and Trent's extremely accurate. He's extremely accurate quarterback. So if he can get some production there in that no-huddle offense, geez, the numbers there could increase significantly. All right, those are my top quarterbacks, and I probably will come back with running backs tomorrow and receivers and stuff because I want to get all the fantasy information out this week. Holla at you later. Peace.